Hello and welcome to today's January 21st third stimulus check update and trending news video. If you're a subscribed member of my community, then welcome back. And if you're not, consider subscribing right now for all the best updates, trending news, and smart money tips. All right, now before I jump into today's update and trending news, I did want to remind my community that my wife and I are giving away $2,000 on February 1st. We are going to help 5 families with $400. Again, that will end on February 1st. You can sign up using the link in the first comment section below. Okay, Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina wants to see Joe Biden put together a bipartisan group of senators to work on a new stimulus package proposal that would help the American people, but come with a much smaller price tag compared to the original proposal of $1.9 trillion, seeing as we just spent $1 trillion less than 30 days ago. Senator Lindsey Graham has been vocal in support of money for the people, including the $2,000 stimulus checks, but has been against bailing out poorly run states or states that were having issues before the lockdown and pandemic even began. Now, there is a lot of confusion going around about the next stimulus check amount. I'm seeing many YouTube channels that are saying it will be $2,000. They've got wild and eccentric video titles such as $2,000, $4,000, or $10,000. This is all to get you to click on their video. This is not true, okay? As of right now, what we do know is that President Joe Biden plans to send out $1,400 stimulus checks to complete the already delivered $600 stimulus check. So don't fall into those. I know that people are interested in the topic or maybe desperate for money, but these are all what we call clickbait. And so anyway, I'm getting lots of comments in the comment section and wanted to address that. Sadly, yesterday, President Biden did not sign an executive order on the $2,000 stimulus check completion, as his team had hinted at for over a week that he would do. So of the 17 executive orders he did on day one, there was not one for the stimulus checks. However, we may still see something for the stimulus check acted on in the next few days. So I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but it was heavily hinted that it would happen on day one, and it did not, okay? As of right now, the $1,400 stimulus checks are still on the table, as well as the $400 in weekly federal unemployment boost. That is still on the table. There is also talk of more help for renters that are behind on rent, but sadly, not one dime of the already set aside $25 billion to help renters and landlords that are behind has been released. So the bill that was signed in December with $25 billion to help with past due rent, not one dime of that has gone out to the American people or to landlords. I'm not sure why the government is dragging their feet on getting that out, as there are millions and millions of renters that are behind on rent and millions of landlords that are behind on their mortgages. Tomorrow or Saturday, President Joe Biden said he plans to meet with Republican leaders to go over his $1.9 trillion stimulus package proposal. He wants to share his vision and help them understand why there's a need for such a large price tag. He said that his first stop will not be to Senator Mitch McConnell, but will actually be to Senator Mitt Romney of Utah. This could be because Mitt Romney was the one that most recently spearheaded the stimulus package from December, or it could be the fact that he is the Republican most often called a rhino because his voting style falls much more in line with Democrat beliefs than Republican beliefs. Again, it's not clear why Joe Biden plans to visit with Mitt Romney, a junior senator versus a senior senator. Some are saying that Mitt Romney should switch to the Democrat Party, while others are saying that Democrat Joe Manchin should switch to the Republican Party because neither of them seem to vote in line with their party beliefs. Now, Romney has come out and said that he is not interested in another stimulus plan so close to the one that they just passed in December. Joe Manchin has come out and said that he is also not interested in doing more stimulus. Both seem ready for states to reopen versus continuing to hand out money to the American people. Now, in trending news, sadly, over 900,000 Americans filed for unemployment last week. President Biden did sign 17 executive orders, including stopping the progress on the U.S.-Mexico border wall. An extension of the eviction program will be put in place until March 31st. Extension of the student loan repayment and student loan interest will be extended until September 30th of this year. He also asked for 100 days of mask wearing on federal property and requested that all Americans endure wearing masks for 100 more days. Now, on an interesting side note, he signed that executive order, then he went to the Abraham Lincoln Memorial with no mask on. So he kind of got called out on Twitter for that action. Now, President Trump was received home yesterday in his home state of Florida with miles and miles of cheering crowds. State legislators of Florida are now proposing that one of the major highways in Florida be changed to honor President Trump's name. Now, this is really interesting. Today is the 21st day of the 21st year of the 21st century. So if nothing else, you can say to people that you were alive on this numerically historic day. Kind of crazy, right? All right, now the biggest party in the world, Carnival, which is held in Brazil each year, has been canceled for the first time since 1932, most likely because of COVID and large crowd size. So if you were planning to jump on a plane to Brazil, don't do it. That party's been canceled. Many checkpoints, temporary barriers, and walls have now been abandoned in Washington, D.C. as a mass exodus of National Guard men and women have headed back to their home state. Who's going to clean it up? There was no exit strategy. All right, it is also believed that the inauguration cost over $200 million in taxpayer money, and less than 2,000 people were in attendance. But there were a lot of American flags. A group of men and women in Seattle dressed in all black and attacked the Democrat Party office building. The area had to be cleared by police and tear gas. In a press conference, Nancy Pelosi said she is not worried about impeaching Donald Trump after he's gone from office, saying that it will not disrupt Joe Biden's call for unity across the country. She's probably right. I'm sure 71 million people that voted for Trump won't be bothered at all. Now, meanwhile, all 10 GOP House reps that voted to impeach President Trump have said that their political career is most likely over because of this decision. The new head of the Human Health Services is ordering the state of Pennsylvania that their elderly care facilities must accept COVID-infected patients. I'm sure sticking sick people with old people has been thought through. But then again, New York and Michigan had their highest COVID death rates come from elderly care facilities. But again, I'm sure they thought it through. One of the largest newspapers in China had one message for outgoing President Trump. It simply said, "Good riddance." All right, now this is my update for today. As I know more, I will share more. Before you go, make sure to check out that $2,000 money giveaway. My wife and I are going to help 5 families with $400. That ends on February 1st. I wish to remind you that you are amazing and tell you that I appreciate you being in my community, and I'll see you on the next video.